Wonder if it's my internet. Well, here we are. Finally. I know, I was absent last week. I have a note from my teacher, from my mother, for my teacher. So, how's everybody doing? Give you time to get in here. And we'll talk a little bit tonight about what's on your mind, music and otherwise. As always, we just stay away from politics. We don't do that on here. Thank God the election's over. Come on in, say hi. Let me know where you're from. Give me a state, a location. Let's see who's here. YouTube hasn't been YouTube hasn't been all that favorable to my channel last month or so. They haven't been what can I say? They haven't been putting the impressions out like they usually do. It runs like that in cycles. So I don't know. We'll see if anybody comes in tonight. If you do, feel free. Make sure you leave a post and say hello. And let me know. We'll talk a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about Autotune and what's going on. Hey, Kevin. What's up? Nothing. Just here. Here on a Wednesday night. There's Ben. How you doing, Ben? Good to see you. I'm doing well. I'm fine. Fine and dandy here. I figure, Dennis Ellis, you old son of a gun. Good to see you. Hope things are going well with the band. You got things maybe pieced back together or whatever. Like I said, I was late last weekend, or last Wednesday. I didn't make it in here. I'm sorry, but things come up, you know. But I try to keep these Wednesdays going and get a few. I did get a video out. I forgot who it was. Oh, Tommy Crane, guitar player for Charlie Daniels. Always been wanting to do a video on him. I had just finally, it was hard. There's not a lot of, excuse me, not a lot of pictures of him out on the internet. But I sure wanted to get a little bit out on him. He's a heck of a guy and kind of an underrated guitar player from the Southern rock era. Not too, his name didn't come up like a lot of them did, you know, like the Skinner Boys or the Allman Brother Band, you know, Dickie and Dwayne. Tommy's didn't come up, but he did a really good job for Charlie Daniels for about 15 years. So I got a video of him out. I've been doing that. Oh, what else have I been doing? Not much, really. Working on a few guitars, just piddling around like that. And what else did we do? Oh, we got, as I put in the title of the live stream, they're blowing about another hurricane that's going to hit Florida and everything. And, you know, 90% of the people, they hang on to every word of the weatherman as it changes hour to hour. And pretty much people start going ape shit, buying up all the food and gas and everything for something they don't know what it's going to do. You know, they're trying to predict hurricanes just a little bit too far out anymore, and they can't do it, even with all the data they got in the programs. But you got people that just hang on to every word and every little change for 2 weeks. I mean, somebody called me today and said, "Hey, you hear that hurricane's down there?" I said, "Yeah, they've been talking about it for 3 or 4 days." I said, and they said, "Are you prepared for it?" I said, "I've been prepared for hurricanes since July 1st. I said, "That's just part of the territory living down here. You know, I got a couple generators, battery supplies, extra gas in my cars, extra food, extra water. It's all here. And it's always ready. So I don't even really pay attention. This is November, and there's people out there saying, "Oh, you know, it's gonna, it's going to come up and, we're going to have this, that, and the other thing. And I'm sitting there going, you don't know what it's going to do. It's November. And they can say, well, the water's warm. Well, guess what? The water is a little warm, but the water's cold too. It's not going to. I mean, if you come and live along the coast, whether it's Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, or Florida, or the Bahamas, or Cuba, or Jamaica, you got to get used to hurricanes. They come no matter what. And, this late in the year, they're sitting there wringing their hands thinking, well, you don't say never. It could be a Category 5. I'm going, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm just not concerned, and I'll check out the track of it. Being the nerd I am, I can get on the internet and go and look myself. I don't have to take anybody's word for it. And I think this one they said probably Tuesday or Wednesday it may hit up here. And I'll look probably about Sunday or Monday, and if it looks like it's going to, then I may go out and trim my hibiscus up a little more so they don't get blowed over. And everything else is, pretty much ready. I mean, I don't have to do anything. There's gas in my generators if the power gets knocked out. There's gas in both my cars. They're always filled up between July and around November. And that's what you do, and you go on about business. Enough about hurricanes. Who cares? Oh, that's what they do, Kevin. You have to remember your media and social media and everything is just like YouTube. When I put a YouTube video out, okay, Tommy Crane, I try to make it interesting because the more people that watch it and the amount of time that they watch it is how much more YouTube is going to push it out in front of other people, okay? Watch time is very important. And watch time also works with YouTube just like it does with your television or anything. The longer people are there, the more commercials they see, and the more money the station makes. If people, they used the fear of this storm so people will keep watching and watching and watching. And people have been putting themselves in stressful situations for 2 friggin' weeks. Like what was the last one? I don't even remember its name. But they said it was going to hit up north in Louisiana or the panhandle of Florida. And the damn thing got up there and got in that cold water and started twisting, turning around, and then headed south, and it petered out. It never even hit. But they had, for 2 weeks, they had people hanging on to every little word. They do that. Charles 75 in. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. You working hard or hardly working? But I thought tonight we would talk a little bit about Autotune. Now, if you're on YouTube a lot, I'm sure you've heard rumors, facts, fictions about people using Autotune on their live shows. And how do you feel about people using it? I mean, do you know? We'll get into it more. I want to see how you all feel about it. And how do you feel? I mean, you have bands and entertainers and stars out there today that are taking a live show, and a lot of the music is all tracked music. Even some of the voices are tracked, and they're lip syncing to it. How do you feel about that? Dear, go ahead and leave me some comments, and then we'll get into a deeper discussion about this. Charles, too hard, buddy? That sounds, I don't know. That sounds kind of freaky. I know. I know what it means to work hard. Hey, Extreme 4-String Bass. That's a new handle. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Kevin Pittman. Doggone it. What'd you have to say? I never used it, but folks like it or need it. Okay. Mike Glasgow. Hey, there you go, my friend. Good to see you. Okay, we're getting some a lot of comments here. I'll try to keep up with them. I have trouble with this, you know that. But here we go. Here's a good one. Autotune is fine if only slightly applied. I use it, but I'm 60. Well, you know what? Autotune came out in, oh man, they had it in the 80s. The guy that invented that? I don't know if you know the story, and here I go rambling off. But he was a geological. He looked for oil in the ground, and he made this thing out of sonar. I don't know the whole story, and I'm not going to try to act like I do, but you can look it up. I think his last name was Hildebrand or something like that. He was also a musician, and he started applying this to singing. And I'll tell you what, and he invented it, and people started checking it out. And it was actually used as an effect in its early stages of use. And I'll tell you, you can look it up if you want, or we can play a game here. Don't cheat. Do you know the first song it was used on? Because when it was used in the early years, it was not a big deal. Everybody knew they was using it. It was used as an effect. Yeah, I got a couple of them TC Helicon pedals, but I don't have one with Autotune on it. I just have the vocal, the harmonizer. Have I used Autotune? Yes, in studios, it's used, and it's used all the time now, and it's not good sometimes. Liking it and needing it. Okay, there's that's a good thing. First off, if you want to be truthfully, brutally honest, nobody has perfect pitch. God almighty, I can't get my throat clear. Nobody has perfect pitch. There's nobody. None whatsoever. There's analyzers out there today, and you can see that, I seen one on Tony Bennett. Now, Tony, I think it was Tony, but yeah, Tony Bennett. The guy could sing. And he always tended to sing a tad flat, but it was the way the vibrato in his voice worked, and he would bring, instead of being on pitch, he'd bring notes to pitch. Some guys would hit pitch and go sharp with them. I mean, it happens. And this is what I feel. Yeah, and see, I feel that way. It's why I don't go to a lot of shows anymore. I don't mind the auto-tune on the voices if they use it lightly. It's hard to hard to detect. But there's times they put it on some people that it's not hard to detect. Oh, yeah, right. Well, Mike Glasgow, here's the thing about Autotune. And you're going, this kind of lets you know how Autotune can work. If Autotune's set chromatic, so it picks up every note. Okay, and if you hit that note a little flat or a little sharp, it's going to pull it down to the note, okay? You can adjust the auto-tune how fast it's going to pull it there, so it don't go, it'll go, but you can also miss a note so bad that it'll pull it to the wrong note, okay? And, there's singers out there performing nowadays that are mega stars that even auto-tune don't help them. It pulls it to the wrong note because they've missed the note by so much. And I get it. Somebody wants to be a star. All they have to do is look good and dance good, and even if their voice sucks, they don't care because they can fix even if they can't sing, which isn't true. Anybody can sing if they want to, and that's the honest to God's truth. Yep, that was the song. That was it right there. It's the first song Autotune was ever used on. Do you believe in? Was it? Yeah, life after love, or what that? I know the song. That song was actually the first one they used Autotune on, and they used it as an effect. And they asked Cher about it, and she said, "Yeah, I like it. The voice sounds really different. It's a different sound." Did Cher need Autotune? No, she didn't need Autotune. That's Phil from Wings of Pegasus. I've watched a few of his videos. He's very, very intelligent about what he's saying. He's not trying to criticize people, for using Autotune. I think his critique comes more from these people doing live shows with live musicians up there that are miming their instruments and they're miming their voices. That really pisses him off, and I'll tell you a secret. It pisses me off too. You pay good money to go hear live music, and you're not hearing live music. You're hearing a CD running in the background with people acting like they're doing it. Yes, they're putting on a good show. You know what? A lot of bands could put on decent shows. No, they didn't sing and play as well because they was running around or doing this or doing that and screaming and doing that. And I got a cat making a noise or something. What are you doing? Oh, there you are. I got a cat making a noise behind me, and it scared me. I hear it coming through the microphone. But anyway, where was I at? I lost my train of thought. Maggie, damn you. When you pay money, you're going to see a show. You in the moment. Well, where you at? Do you want out? I hear you meowing. I don't know where you're at. In the moment. All right. Let everybody see you. I know you guys have met. Don't bat my microphone. You've met Molly. This is Maggie. Yeah. Okay. You're done. Now go. Quit. That's Maggie, so everybody can meet her. I know most of you met Molly. And there's another one running around here somewhere, hopefully gone. But you go to see a live show, you take that. In the moment, them out-of-tune guitars, a voice missing a note, harmonies that are off a little bit, it happens. It in that moment, it's gone past you, and you're already looking at the other thing. You don't need it that much. It really isn't. What aggravates me is people trying to put over on people that they are singing, and they're not really singing. They've got, like Don Henley. He was not singing Desperado for a while. I think he is back to doing it again. Can he still sing Desperado? Sure, he can still sing it. Can he sing it as good as he did 30 years ago? No, he can't do that. But I don't think people would really care. They'd rather have Don Henley doing his best instead of having a CD played in the background and a piano playing the music and Don acting like he's singing, instead of having a piano player and Don just doing it live. I think they owed that to the people that are paying $3, $4, $5, $6, $1,000 for a damn ticket. Get up there and do it. If you don't want to do it or you think you can't anymore, then quit. It's that simple. Yeah, all back in the 70s and 80s, they didn't have no auto-tune. It didn't come out until around in the late '80s, I believe. And they hadn't perfected it enough to use it yet. There's a lot of bands that sounded better live than they did in the studio. That was more exciting. And a Rich Rath solo sounded 100 times better on stage than it did caught on tape. Don't ask me why. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of tricks. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And there's always going to be tricks, and there has been tricks for years in music. But it's getting to the point now. Hey Trev, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. What can I say? It's aggravating and it's frustrating what they're doing to music. They're taking the art form away from the music, and it's now becoming nothing but a visual up there. Taylor Swift, who's a pretty good songwriter. She don't sing real well. Neither did Chris Christopherson, but you know what? It didn't make him no less of a legend, did it? But she's out doing a world tour, and her damn show, the musicians aren't even playing. And there's times that she's not singing, it's a tape of her voice going, and she's miming to it. And when she's not, they're auto-tuning her voice through the whole thing, the whole show. And do you know how much money people are paying for that? Well, granted, if they're going to the show to see a play or something, great, then it's worth that. But if you're going to hear music, you're not hearing live music. And it's terrible. Yeah, John Prine, there's an example. Hey, look at it this way. Jimmy Buffett. Have anybody ever heard Jimmy Buffett sing? You ever heard him live? I have a couple, 3 times, and I paid money to go to his shows. Why? Because he played cool songs and he had a lot of fun. And the guy was a billionaire when he died because the music was just heartfelt to him. He just wanted to play acoustic and sing. Like he said, all he ever wanted to do was play bass in a band and pick up girls. And it all turned into that over one song, over Margaritaville. Well, naturally, who's not going to take the money? But like he said, I got this song going, and then come Monday, and I'm sitting there going, holy cow, I'm getting up on stage. And he goes, I can't carry a tune. I have trouble staying on pitch. Jimmy Buffett was actually, they didn't even have Autotune back then. But what he did, he went and took voice lessons to help him so he could sing a little better on stage. Nothing wrong with that, and he admitted to it. He didn't try to hide the fact. He knows how he sang. Here's the thing. Take Taylor Swift and put her in a room with people with guitars and playing and singing. And she's not no better than the next guy or the next guy playing on the street corner. But look at what they're doing with her, and they're doing it with effects and electronically changing her voice and her music, and that is not right. And there is people that will sit there and argue because they love her, they think she's great, but they can't accept the fact that she can't sing real well. And that's, it's awful to do that to people. At least, like I said, Buffett said, no, I can't sing. I have trouble singing. He admitted it. Let's see. I'm done ranting. You guys say what you want about it. I don't care. To me, give me a good old band just plugged into some amplifiers and guys singing, and if they miss a note, they miss a note, but I'm hearing somebody live and they're playing what they feel. I wouldn't pay $1 to go across the street and see something like Taylor Swift or what the Eagles are doing nowadays. I wouldn't do it. I'd rather spend $100 and give it to a band that's out there playing their music. Let's get to something. Because Gary Rich played his hardest live. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, another one that played so hard. Besides that, hi, Arnold. Good to see you. Don't remember you coming in. Maybe you've been here before. Maybe it's the first time you've talked. But anyway, look at Stevie Ray Vaughan. I mean, my God, talk about Rich Rest. Stevie Ray Vaughan, he played, and the only way he could get that sound was playing them heavy gauge strings. I mean, he would glue his fingers back together for every show, but he'd give it everything he had on stage. And that deserves your respect, compared to the people nowadays. Like I said, I lost it all. It's terrible. I lost it all for Don Henley. And let's see. Hang on. I'm getting lost. You guys are talking too fast. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. He's a real person. And guys like that. Prine, they're all like that. Ryan Hall, gosh darn it, it's so good to see you, old son of a gun. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Mike Glasgow, he said he's met John too. Yeah. They were just real people that played music, and they wanted to express what they were feeling with the guitar and their voice. They didn't have to have a great voice, you know. Oh yeah, there's some people you can't. Well, listen to this. Go, just take it like this. Whether you like it, like her voice, or you don't. I know the song made millions of dollars and put her back on top. That I believe the Cher did, which was heavily auto-tuned. Everybody knew it. They admitted to it. They used it as an effect. It wasn't done to keep her on pitch. But go listen to her voice before that. The woman, was really a good singer. And to me, I hear that, I believe, yeah, it's cool, but it just, she sounds like a robot. Oh, there's no way. You have to be able to sing to use auto-tune. I don't do it live. When I do, like I said, I very seldom play with the band anymore at all. If I do play, it's usually out on the street or somewhere with an acoustic guitar. And I have a TC Helicon harmonizer, but there's no auto-tune on it. So, if I got something running a note above and a note below me, and I go off pitch real bad, it's three people singing off pitch. But when you learn to sing, you can hear when you're not on the note, and usually if you miss a note, it's because you didn't have enough air. If you actually have musical talent, and you can either get away from the microphone, or you can grab more air next time and push a little harder and get the note back up to pitch. Or you can be a bozo and screw it up and hit them sharp. I mean, the thing is, there's people out there that are singing that don't even know they can't stay on pitch. They don't have a musical ear. They haven't trained their ear to listen. There you go. Hello to everyone's favorite music in law. Yes, that is Ryan Hall. Doggone it. It's good to see him. Oh, problem with the old YouTube account. Yeah, they did that. What do you want? Meow. Yes, meow. Do you want... Hang on. I think this cat wants out. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. Come along. You want to go out? Come on. Go on. Run along. Come on. There you go. Take off. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm back. Hey, that's cool, Arnold. No problem. Just glad to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, well, there's a lot of singers, and you know what? Here's something else. I know this for a fact. Um, they tried using in the early stages of it. They used autotune on George Strait, and there probably ain't a country singer better, that ever put on a pair of cowboy boots with George Strait. Guy had a real good voice, and it wasn't. He wasn't real pitchy or nothing, but they was trying to do it for more of an effect. As I said, autotune was used as an effect. It wasn't just because it wasn't built for people that can't sing. Although now that's what it's used for with people that are these rockers that are getting too old and they just can't breathe as good as they used to, and their vocal cords are tired. The vocal cords are a muscle. As you get older, you lose muscle mass. It don't make no difference if it's in your arms or in your throat. You lose it, and it's harder to sing. And there's a lot of them using it, trying to get a year out of making money. Kind of like baseball players. There's a lot of them that sign contracts that they can't play, but somebody's willing to pay them so they can get out on the field and see them, and they can't play anymore, but they want to make that money because the money's bigger. And I don't think it's fair. I mean, it's all right. Using auto-tune's okay. If you have to tune it and pitch it, like I said, in the studio, the only way I ever cared for using it was if you was doing some guitar work, and especially although sometimes auto-tune just trashes stuff because let's say you're doing harmony guitars, twin guitars, and that last note you stretch it, and you got two guitars stretching it up there. If you put auto-tune just on the last little bit of that note, I mean, they really ring in. But nobody hits them perfect, and who would say that Dickie Betts and Dwayne Allman needed auto-tune on their guitars when they did their stretches together? They didn't need it. I mean, I defy anybody to listen to it and hear them where you can really pick it up with your ears. You can't pick up that perfect pitch. Nobody has it. Oh, but that's basically how I feel about auto-tune. I don't have a problem with that. I'm very sure that Don Henley's voice is probably auto-tuned. They've got auto-tune defined so much now that it actually won't bring it to the exact pitch because it makes it sound too robotic. They have it to where they can do all kinds of tricks with it, and it's hard to tell unless somebody is really a bad singer and misses the note by so many semitones, and it's going to drop it to the wrong note instead of taking it up to the right one. Then you can hear that. And I assure you, if you listen to Taylor Swift live, you will hear that happen a lot if you have ears. So for people that says, she is this and she is that, fine. That's okay if you want to believe that, except who she is. She'd sound better actually without auto-tune because it's pulling notes that aren't supposed to be there. And she's playing to a band that is taped. She's playing to karaoke music. She's singing to it. Her whole show, and she's on a world tour making millions of dollars, and people's paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for tickets. And they're trying to say that she is playing live, her band's playing live, and that she doesn't use auto-tune. And I'm sorry. She does, and that's not fair. And just come out and say it. Like I said, Jimmy Buffett came out and said, "I can't sing." He just said it, and he became a billionaire. So, that's my words to it. Chris Christopherson couldn't sing really well. God bless his heart, though. He could write a song, and Taylor Swift can write songs. She's got some good feeling to it. But as far as an entertainer, she's up there on stage. She can't carry the gals before her, Tina Turner, all them like that. She ain't even close, not talent-wise. She needs to work with her voice a lot. I'm done. You guys go ahead and go. I'm all blown out about that. But that's the way I feel about it. If you're going to do it, be honest with it. And auto-tune, you don't have to be honest. I'm sure there's lots of people out there, especially the older musicians, using it a little on their voice. It helps. They can't get that good big breath and hold it that long. Auto-tune will help them get it up there, and that's fine. But if you're going to sit there and lip sync and have be playing me a tape of your voice or your music, you know what? I can go buy the CD and listen to it, and I can look at pictures of you. Let's see. How be doing? Odessa, Texas. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, Tina was a beast. Oh, you know, and truthfully, Tina hit some bad notes, but Jesus Christ, look at how she was constantly going, and she didn't even have no drugs or nothing. But she sang really. Tina was really a good singer. Well, yeah, the music was so real back then. You could listen back. My God, there's concerts, all over the place. Um, that are, you hear them, and sure, there's mistakes all over them, but that's it. That's the way. That's what happens. That's what happens in live performances. Nothing's perfect, and you don't want it to be perfect. You want it to be real. That's what true fans and musicians want. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you. Last night was your friend's birthday. All right. Well, happy birthday to your friend, buddy. Yes, sir. You tell him happy birthday from me. Yeah, Jim Morrison's voice. I had a lot of voices I liked. And they weren't the greatest voices. You like people just for their style, how they sing, what they do, and everything like that. That's music. It's just like I've always said. It's just like art. You walk through an art gallery, you're going to stand in front of certain pictures longer than you're going to stand in front of others. It doesn't mean that painting isn't any good. It just means that this is your preference and this is what you like. Okay? And that's the way we hear art through our ears. Who do we like? Just because I don't like a certain vocalist doesn't mean I think he's not, or him or her is not any good. But and it goes back to the auto-tune thing. Quit trying to fake it. Be who you are. I might like you even if, like I told you, I like Jimmy Buffett. And he had a hell of a time staying on pitch. So did Chris Christopherson, but I loved his songs, and I would sit and listen to him forever, just to listen to the way he put things out there. I liked it, Yeah, this is something else too. When you're playing for a mistake-free performance for 4 hours straight through is almost impossible. You're going to make boo-boos. God, I don't want to think of the mistakes I made. When we used to play one club out in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We went there every July for 2 weeks, and it was a job where you was paying your dues. Trust me, and to get your money. It was 7 hours a night. We played from 6:30 at night till 2:30 in the morning, and there was a band that played before us from 10:30 at night till 6 o'clock, or 10:30 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening, and then we played from 6:30 till 2:30. And I do not even want to guess at the mistakes that I made while I was playing. It just happens. Nobody noticed it. They were still having a big time. Yeah, yeah. Chris Stapleton, he's got his voice is. You like it. You just like him, and he's real. And I love singers that are real, and they don't have to be fantastic singers either. A singer don't have to be. There's singers out there that just blows me away, like Brad Delp that used to sing for Boston. That guy was just, my God, he had a phenomenal voice. But I also like to listen to Mark Farner sing. I love the way he screamed out a song. I like to listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan and Johnny Winter sing. And neither one of them had great voices, but I just like the way they delivered the song to me. That's right, we're old St. Louis boys. Old St. Louis boys. That's it. Yeah, this is funny about my videos and stuff like that. I get people I know people that's been subscribed to me for 3 years. My channel's about 3 years old. Well, my channel's older than that, but I started doing the documentaries about 3 years ago. And there's people, that's been subscribed to me since way back then. And a lot of them, like I'll put out a new video, I'll put out a couple and nothing, people watch them. Some new people will see them and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, one of my old subscribers will call and go, man, I just found this video. I didn't even know you had it out. And I look back and you had 4 videos put out. And they go, I was never notified. Welcome to YouTube. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, now, Charles, damn it, don't be spending all your money on me. I don't need money, but I do appreciate it. I tell you what, I do need to talk to you. I sent you an email. Did you get my email? If you did, I need to talk to you. I got a real good brainstorm, and I know it's going to work. I just got to figure out angles and get it going. And it could work for a lot of channels. Let's see. Where am I at? I'm lost. I get so confused here. I appreciate it, though, Charles. Thank you. Yeah, sounding good. That's classic, man. Because the string goes and the guitar's out of tune anyhow, and they just close their eyes and keep going. That's what makes that's what makes music, man. Yes, sir, Charles. And Ryan Hall, thank you so much. I like to hear stuff like this. Back in in '88, music was still good back in then. It was just so heartfelt. And as the years kept going, they kept changing it. Another one. Yeah, Brad Delp and Steve Perry. Yeah, you're talking some hellacious singers there. But it didn't make the other bands that come up at that time any worse either. I seen, Boston, when I seen them, Rick Derringer and Sammy Hagar opened up. There was 2 shows, three acts there. Rick Derringer opened, and then Sammy Hagar, and then Boston. And I'll tell you what, no, Sammy Hagar or Rick Derringer can't sing as good as Brad Delp vocal-wise. But I tell you what, them guys sang well, and they put on a good show. They played killer rock and roll, and they delivered the songs with their voice. And it made me, yes, I liked it all. Okay, I'll check with it. I want to talk to you, though. So if we get a chance, you let me know when you're free, and I'll make the time, Charles. I want to tell you about all this and explain what I got going on in my head. I I can't type it out. I got to talk it. You just let me know, buddy. Drop me an email when you're free or something, and we'll get together. If you're not doing anything later on tonight, I'll be up for another hour or two here in another 15 minutes or so. If you want to come on and say hi to everybody, we can talk a little bit after this show's over here in about 15 minutes. Come on and tell the people hi and get them to come visit your channel. How many people here know Charles 75N? Charles has a channel on YouTube, and he has talk shows just like mine where you can come in there, and he's always got a theme on, what is it, on Friday night? Yeah, Friday night you got a theme, and then on Sunday you have your guest on there. Send the link. Okay, I can do that. I'll just bring Charles on here, and he can say hi to y'all and tell you what he's got going on. That'd be easier for me. But first, I got to figure out how to get the link here. So now you have to remember something, folks. I'm old, and I get confused real easy. Some of my brain cells are still back in the 60s and 70s, you know. Let's see. So invite, yeah. Okay. Now all I got to do is go to my email. And I got to make sure I put in the right email. And I do that. Oh, there you are, Charles. You did reply to me. I didn't know that. Let me compose a new one. And hit Charles 75N. Send the link. Put a subject. And boom. Right? If anybody else, you ever want to come on, Charles will be here in just a minute. You watch. That's how easy it is. And if anybody wants to come on and talk sometime with me, I don't know. If you know how to, if you got a way to put yourself online, you can come in and talk and say hi to everybody and do a little bit. You're more than welcome. All you have to do is send me an email, and my email address is in the on my channel. You can find, or it's real simple. It's riverdocs@yahoo.com. You know, Dennis Ellis, if you want to come sometime, and Brother Ryan Hall, and it's just as simple as that. And then you go, and here's Charles.
Well, hello there.
How you doing, Charles?
I am doing a lot better than I was a couple hours ago. I'll say that.
Work's been tough, huh?
It was just a full day, and I ended up with a headache at the end, and so it went away. So I'm feeling a lot better.
I had a headache all day today. I think it's allergies, and I got up this morning and started working on videos and had some things to do. And about 4 o'clock, I set everything up. I said, I'm going to do the live stream tonight. I promised myself to try to stay steady with these. I didn't make it last week, but it was beyond my control.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in. I told my wife, I said, it was 4 o'clock. I said, I'm going to lay down for a minute. I said, I got a headache and this, that, and the other thing, and I just want to lay down for a bit. I've been going since 7 o'clock this morning. Well, I laid down, put an audio book on, and I was laying there listening to it, and then all of a sudden I opened my eyes and it was dark, and I go, oh man. And I hit my phone. It said 6:30, and I said, God, I can't believe it. Morning already. And it wasn't 6:30 in the morning. It was 6:30.
Right, yeah, for sure.
And my headache was still there. It was so bad. Instead of using my bigger lights here, I was trying to hook up. You ever see these little USB lights?
Mm-hmm.
Like these things are killer, especially if you need power or whatever. I was trying to hook one of these up on my tower, and finally I couldn't do it. I said, well, I'm going to have to turn my bigger light on, but I got it turned down just as low as I can because my eyes was bothering me, and my head was still hurting a little bit.
Well, I tell you, I wouldn't known any better because it's been a great show so far.
Oh, Well, I
Sorry
don't
to bring
know.
it down for you, but
Yeah. Well, you know, um, you guys, you sit there and just you kind of look over my mistakes, just like we do our musicians sometimes that we like. You know what I'm saying? We want to see them live. We want who doesn't want that live stuff, and we're just not getting it anymore in music
well,
today.
and that's the real shame of it because it's all those differences, all those little mistakes, all those things that are just a little bit off key that make the music special.
Sure, it does.
Yeah.
You know, I seen somebody mentioned earlier the YouTube channel Wings of Pegasus, and I watch it every once in a while. You know, like I said, I'm not big on YouTube as far as watching certain things. I don't have. I just got a couple of channels that I really follow, and they have nothing to do with music whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. But I do watch Phil every once in a while on there, and he showed a video. It was a year or so ago. He had the old version, and I'm sure all of you here have heard Randy Meisner's live version of Take It to the Limit. I mean, it is probably one of the better vocal performances ever live on a stage in 1977, I think it was. And he said, I hate to tell people this, but here's what they've done. And he played the one version, and, Eagles pull stuff down all the time.
Right.
Don Henley, they have it, and they pulled all
They
of it
curate
down.
what's out there.
Yeah, and they do this
Hey,
for
Bailey.
certain reasons too. Randy's that song was all pulled down. Well, it started coming back, and they're leaving it again. And guess what? They had went in the studio and auto-tuned his vocal performance on that. And when you know what you're listening for, all them little cool little flutters in his voice,
Yeah, and they're not there anymore, and it's not
no,
magic.
they're all gone. It's robotic. I'm sitting there going, God, Randy would get out of his grave right now and pick up his Rickenbacker 4001 and crown you guys if he could for doing that to him. And they do it, and there's no stopping it.
Well, you think of a voice like Tina Turner, and you put that in auto.
Molly, you goofball. Molly, she comes through the middle. Oh. Cats. Love
It is all part of it, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Yeah, she come. I got dual monitors here, and she come. I didn't see her. I'm looking at the screen, and she come and just walks right across the keyboards. And she's a huge cat. She probably weighs 15, 16 pounds.
Hey, could have been worse. She could have ended the stream on you.
I know it. I don't know. I have to put some barbed wire up here or something. But anyway, they ruined Randy's performance of it, and to find the old one, I don't know if you ever will. You'll be lucky if you got the old CD when it first came out, when they put them out on CDs. They wasn't auto-tuned, so if you have that, it won't be.
Right. That's why folks of our generation hold on to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear it the way you remember it, yeah.
Yeah, that's just it. You're taking the magic away of the music is what you're doing. I mean, I listened to, 84, 85, when, Stevie Ray and Chris Layton and Tommy Shannon jumped in an ice cream truck van in Austin and drove to the West Coast to California because Jackson Browne offered them a few free days of recording in his studio. Now, his studio was a big-ass warehouse.
Yeah.
But them three guys set up in a circle, and they put microphones on them, and they played for 2 days. They took them music tracks, okay, and brought them back, took them to another studio, and a few days later, Stevie Ray put the vocals down to what was the Texas Flood album.
Mm-hmm.
They played their live show, and they played it live all the way through. It was just that Texas Flood album is totally live. There's no auto-tune. There's no
there is an energy on that is unlike anything else you hear.
And that's what made Stevie Ray. He changed the way the rock and rollers looked at blues music. I mean, that was a ground-changing CD. I mean.
The really interesting thing about that is, like, a lot of players since have said, I've heard things like, well, Stevie wasn't really anything special. He didn't do anything really special. But when you listen to that music,
Yeah.
there's no denying it's special.
Yeah, exactly. It's and they're taking that away from us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, call me old school, call me what you want. They're taking. I find it real hard in any genre of music. I don't care if it's country, I don't care if it's rock, I don't care if it's folk. They're taking that away, and the young musicians coming up are relying so heavily on auto tuning and tracks and things like this to play live to that they're losing.
They're losing that real molding of what their talent is, right? That development of that talent, because the auto tune will fix that, and
Yeah. And I'm not saying when we was recording, oh, that was really bad. Well, we'll fix that in the mix. Don't worry about it. All right. Well,
see,
we can take
Kevin's
care
got
of
it
that.
right, right? Kevin's
Yeah.
got it right.
We had to go back and punch in and redo it, or we had to sing or play the whole thing over again.
Mm.
And it happens. When you're live, you don't have to do that because that mistake is already
It's
gone
gone.
past people, and they're watching what's coming new. All you got to do is bear down and get better,
Mhm.
and don't let it bother you. Hang on, I got people saying hi to me, and I'm not paying attention. Charles, you're supposed to help me on this.
I was helping you out. I told you Kevin said had it right. Richie Blackmore still
All right,
playing live and missing notes.
I'm
See, you
missing
just
everything.
ignored me, and I was trying to be nice and not call you out, but
Well, I know. I need to be called out sometimes. Big D, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Who else did I miss? Let's see.
Well, Dwight Bailey's made his appearance. Sure,
Dwight Bailey, how you doing, Dwight Bailey?
I
Appreciate
love
you.
Dwight Bailey. The enthusiasm on his channel is just awesome.
I've never been to. I don't go to anybody's channels. I don't even make it over to your guys like I should and used to. You
That's
know that, and I'm sorry. I apologize.
that is all right. It's understood.
But I just get to rambling about music and just start spilling how I feel. I I thought one time I said, I probably need to start a channel away from YouTube to do lives, so I'm not broadcasting to everybody out there, and they really know how I feel because they'll come in and troll me. I try to suppress. On my channel, when I do videos, if somebody had a drug problem, I tell you they had a drug
Yeah.
problem. You have to be honest, but here's the thing: I got like 3 videos out on Gary Richrath. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now we all know Gary Richrath had an issue with alcohol,
Yeah.
and drugs. And it ended up taking his life. He looked. Everybody here has probably seen the pictures where he looked like a bloated up Sally Struthers. Everybody's seen that.
Mm-hmm.
And I get people that constantly come on there and said, well, you didn't mention he was an alcoholic and how he looked. You never showed a picture of how he looked at the end. Why should I?
But the thing that always shocks me about all that is with any great artist, doesn't matter what the field, right? But
Right.
anyone that is a great creative has got some kind of difficulty, some kind of struggle in their life.
Sure, they're human.
And that's what makes the magic.
Yeah.
It's the overcoming of that for at least that one moment.
Yep.
Yeah,
One moment. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And they don't have to be a great person. They don't have to be a great personality.
No.
But in that one moment, they turn that pain, that horrible thing, that horrible part of who they are, into something beautiful.
Right. And I think that it is the things that are going to be missing. And it's why a lot of us stay with the older music because we we relate to it better.
You feel something, and that's the thing. You feel something when you listen to that music. You listen to the stuff that is on now, and it's got no soul.
No, yeah, no, not at all. It don't have the same soul. It don't have the feel to it. because it is robotic. It is all
Oh yeah,
tuned.
we
It's
all know
all
Seeker wrote the lines, right?
years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's what happened to it. So that's why I don't have no problem. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. They all had drug problems, Arnold.
Oh yeah.
Each and every one of them was pounding their nose
Well, and even if
full
they didn't
every
have a
night.
drug problem, they had something going on.
And even at the end, Rich Rat could still play. Yes, he
Mhm.
could. But there's a lot of people that want me to run him through the coals. Why do I have to rake him over and show pictures of and say, yes, right here, talking to you guys, Gary Richrath let alcohol kill him. He couldn't get away from it. It bloated him up. It ruined his liver. It messed up his intestines. He tried to get it fixed, and it killed him. It ruined his, it ruined, it ruined him. And I'm sorry to say, that's the honest truth. But I don't have to do it in my documentary videos where over and over again. You've seen that before. Where videos were used to. I feel bad, for people like Peter Green. I just
Well,
did one on Tommy
it's
Bolin. God, what a talent! And he just ruined it.
well,
I, I,
that's the
I
thing
try to
that I
explain it.
like videos though, because in your videos you tell, you kind of tell the real story. You allude to those things, but those things don't take away from what else is there.
Right? Yeah.
It's like they did this. These people have done this and accomplished all these things despite the addictions, despite the mental illness, despite whatever may be the challenge in their life. You know,
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Are you having trouble hearing me? Should I get into my microphone more and really get into it?
might have been mine was hot, so I turned mine down a little bit.
I don't know. Mine. Yeah, mine's all right on my audio interface, and it's
But
lighting up the board.
comparatively, mine was high.
Might have been. Well, you know what? If you just want to upstage me, you go right ahead, Charles.
But
I'll let you.
yeah,
Speaking of
I've been trying to
speak,
get the doc tone, can't nail it.
do me a favor, Charles. Tell everybody while they're here what about your channel, and let's get people so they know what your shows and everything are, because I'll screw it up every time I try to tell them. Okay.
All right. Well, on my channel, it's a small little channel, and on Friday nights I do a guitar safari with Seth Presley of Presley California Customs, and we just talk about all kinds of guitar stuff, and that happens at 8 Central, 9 Eastern on Friday nights. And on Sunday, I have a show called Chatting with Charles, and it's me interviewing another member of the YouTube guitar community. And so we can put a face to the name of the guitar community and bring us all closer together, because one of the things I really appreciate is the positiveness on this side of our community, right? I can't see
Exactly.
that everywhere. And so I've been really fortunate to experience that, and I want to pass it along. And I like putting that face to the name and bringing us closer together. And when I'm not
And
doing that, a fella's making fabric top guitars.
yeah, and you make damn fine ones too.
Yeah,
Very fine.
if we adjust our camera angle, you can see a couple of them there.
Yeah, there you go. Get one out and show it to us. We got a few minutes here. You
Well,
know me. That's why I didn't do Friday nights, because I usually did them from 8 o'clock, and you come on at 9 o'clock, and I end up running over all the time. So I decided not to do Friday nights. I said, you know what, Charles, you can just do Friday, and somebody else can do early because they quit. I planned on being out of here at 9 o'clock. Well, that isn't going to happen.
well, I'm going to kind of leave those like that for now. And but we do those, and we've been fortunate to do some guitars for some great YouTube personalities. I mean, I did a Kramer Brita special for Ben Coombs, and I was able to do a Motley Crue theme for Charles Green, and pretty soon we'll be getting another Telecaster in for Charles Green to do. I'm
All
doing
right.
doing this really cool Telecaster for my brother Ed, and his eagles flying over the mountains and the pine trees, and
Oh, really?
it's
I
gonna
can't
have
wait to see that.
mining. It's gonna scream Lee Greenwood. I'm just telling you.
Screaming Lean Greenwood. That sounds like a great deal, man. That's that's good. I did catch one of Ben's shows Saturday. He was talking about YouTube. It was a members only, and I stopped by and listened to it. Like I said, I had a lot of my memberships and stuff I had to drop until I got my PayPal and my AdSense and everything secured.
Yeah.
you know, and everything. But I did put up Charles's channel here, everybody. You can see it on the screen, and go by and just subscribe, and then you'll get notified if YouTube's good to him. That when his shows come on, he does Friday night, correct?
Yeah,
Every Friday
night we're on at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
and
that's
Sunday.
Safari with Seth, and Chatting with Charles is on Sunday at 11 a.m. Central or 12 p.m. Eastern.
Right, and it's a fun time, people. It's just like here. It's nothing that's rehearsed or prepared. You talk, you say what you want to do, and Charles always has somebody there with him that can key in and helps him so he don't miss things. I miss things all the time.
Well, that's the thing. That's why you always have a co-host. Like, you think about it, where on Friday night I've got Seth. He's my co-host, and usually I'm the one watching the chat, and he's being the exuberant personality. And on Sunday, I'm interviewing another member of the community, so I get to I get to watch the chat, ask the questions, and put those two things together, and it's just a lot of fun. I've been really fortunate in the community. I've made a number of friends and just really enjoy it here, and this is a friendship here that I treasure.
Yeah, we met through these YouTube channels, and I've been on Charles's show before. Sunday's a little hard for me to make sometimes, and things like that, but I try to do that. So we what can I say? What's a word where we infiltrate each other's channels and things like that.
We just we reciprocate, and it's a nice partnership.
Exactly. Well, this new idea that I have, Charles, if you can hang on a little bit after the show, we'll talk about it real quick.
Sounds like
and this should work. You know me, my mind's always working.
You are always working, and
I'm always trying to figure out.
I know better than tell Doc no.
That's it. Let me ask everybody, can you hear me any better now? Is it any different? It sounds distorted to me in here, but it's just banging the lights of StreamYard. I just wonder if it's because I don't have the paid version of StreamYard. I don't know.
Arnold says he can hear you with no trouble.
He said what?
Arnold says he hears you with no trouble at all. Yeah.
I have to have it very close to your ear to hear me. Maybe it's because, like I got headphones on it, because if I turn my speakers on, everything starts echoing, and I have to wear these headphones. So I don't know. Lights are fine. I can turn it up louder, but I know it's going to distort because it's going to red light. It's right in that sweet spot there to where I can't go any higher.
He says you're still low, but you don't sound low to me at all. And White saying you sound better. Joe saying you sound better.
Yeah, it's right at distortion level, Ryan. That's it. It don't sound like it in my headphones, but I can see it on the lights and the VUs. I'm going, holy cow.
That's what I'm hearing on my end of it. But, StreamYard's a weird thing. And, it never sounds like what you and I are hearing in StreamYard.
Yeah. That's it. Now, I can hear, let me try something here.
Decades of music. You have a good evening.
They leave it. Decades of music. Doctor's appointment in the morning. Have a great night, both of you. God bless you both, and God bless you too. And you have a good trip to the doctor. That's hard to do for me. I just
Good results.
don't have
results.
Yeah. Let's hope we'll pray for good results. How's that? Thanks for stopping by, Decades.
Yeah, Arnold says it's better now too. So okay, so Arnold was the one that was saying, yeah, he's just much better now. So
much better now. What Arnold? Let me ask you a question. What are you listening through? What are you on a laptop? Are you on a phone? You got headphones, speakers? What? Let me know. Because I like, this is the only way I can troubleshoot this problem. And I see Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hey,
Is
Joe.
it better? Okay. That's good. A phone. Okay. Yeah. Telephones, see, sometimes it's hard to get that happy medium between the telephone speakers and people that wear headphones and some people have speakers. Like my one computer up here on this side, I got these little bitty pissin' ass speakers that USB plugged in, it click and turns on. You got two little bitty speakers there. They sound like a cup of crap. I like them because they're quick and simple.
Yes,
at
home because he's like, Charles sounds louder than Doc on the laptop, and that's part of it. Where when you set these up and you're originally doing them together, you can kind of gauge it off each other. But when someone just kind of comes in,
where
their system is. Now I'm system back a whole bunch. I hope it makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, well, and it also could be too. This microphone I'm using, I probably should change. This is the one I use to record my voiceovers with. Okay,
the quality of what I'm hearing from you is fantastic.
Is what?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it has great quality, but like this microphone here, believe it or not, this is the microphone that Michael Jackson recorded Thriller through. Same mic. Most people use them. The problem is they don't have. You have to put boosters on them and everything.
Yeah. You have one of those cloud booster things, or?
Oh, I got one on there. You see, it's got a cloud booster. It's running through another mixer into an audio interface and into the computer, and it's got quality to it. It sounds like it does when I do my documentaries, but if I turn it up so loud, like I can't hear anything else. Like couldn't even hear you talk. I have to really pay attention that I don't talk over you or something because I can't tell if you're talking or not. Mm-hmm. And I have no way, maybe, I don't know. I still can go.
I think it's one of those things that once you're already live and someone else comes in, if their levels aren't exactly the same as yours.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you could do is you could go into my settings on StreamYard, right? Where you click on me and you go, okay, well, let me look at his mic settings. I could back him off a little bit.
Yeah. Let me try something here. I turned it up a little on the mixing board. Let me go in, because I know this on the settings of StreamYard that my microphone level's all the way up. It's all the way. And it's still inside of StreamYard, it's not clipping. Let me try to put it on. It's got an auto volume on there to where it adjusts the volume to automatically adjust mic volume. I'm going to put it on that real quick, and let's just see if that makes any difference.
Well, usually the automatic setting on there is the problem if you're setting automatic.
Now, I have it on automatic settings right now. How does that sound? Any different?
Well, 1 minute ago, Arnold says you sound great now.
Did that just pop up?
Well, that's been up. It was at 8:14. It's 8:15 now. So John's the same. So
yeah, And it might be my voice is kind of bassy too. You know what I'm saying? And I have to. It don't. It's not going to pick up well through little speakers. You know that won't handle the. What does this mean here?
But Joe says you're still lower. That your volume is lower than mine, and
Is my volume still lower than yours?
that's what he says. But it doesn't sound like that to me. But I'm in StreamYard with you, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. I think on the application maybe that you're listening. You know what you're listening to it on, because it's showing everything. Even StreamYard showing that it's up there.
And sometimes it just doesn't always work well together. It's technology. So sometimes it just has its thing.
Yeah, if you pay for it, it probably works a whole lot better. Would be my guess. I don't know. It does. But either way, I'll tell you folks, it's getting time. Let's see. I want to see what Ryan had to say. I'm on phone, but you are good. But now you can tell you are close to distortion. See, I hear that distortion in these headphones right now. It sounds.
That was part of what I was hearing too.
Yeah, you know, if I take it down to here, that distortion is gone now. I don't hear distortion in it now.
Well, the interesting thing too is, John's probably time to reboot.
Yeah, when all else fails, reboot.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I just rebooted this computer because
the thing is, usually my microphone is set higher for when I do my show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems to be right about right for then. But
yeah, and see, look how far away you are from your microphone.
Right, and
I'm right on this one.
Way down.
You know, I got another microphone around here, and maybe next week.
I tell you, but you're working with the king of microphones there.
Huh?
You are working with the certified king of microphones, the Shure 7B, right? I mean,
yeah. It's fine. I got another.
I don't think it's you or your settings or anything else. I think it's just me coming in at a random time.
It might have been. See, I got another Shure. I forget the number on this one. I don't know if you can see it or not.
That's a 7 something.
Yeah, I use this one for like if I want to mic an amplifier or something.
Yeah.
And this one does. Stay. Roll over. It does a good job, but I've got old microphones where I did lives on Facebook where I played and sang and everything like that.
Mm.
And this microphone sounded like $1 million, and I play back the recordings. I'm going, holy cow!
Yeah,
it's a $75 microphone.
Well, Arnold says you were low before I even came on. So though.
Yeah, well, nobody said anything though until you came on.
Yeah.
That's just it. How low was it?
One of the interesting things I found about using StreamYard and just broadcasting a live stream in general is that your settings one day may be great, but the next day they change something and they're not.
Right. I might try. I used to, like, back when I was doing shows with you and Ben and everybody, and I was doing, every once in a while I was doing lives. I actually run through OBS before I came into StreamYard. Okay, I'm not doing that now. I don't have OBS on. I'm running straight from here into StreamYard,
and which is typically what I do with my show as well. I just go right to StreamYard.
Yeah, the last option I could maybe bypass the mixing board and go straight into the audio interface. I don't know.
What mixing board are you using?
This one here. I've got 3 of them here. I'll have to look, and I have to.
I love this. I've got 3 of them here.
Oh, I do. I've got probably. You wouldn't believe the equipment I got laying around here. I mean, I've had this stuff. It's older. It's a Mackie Pro FX12. It's like a 12 channel board. I
Right.
used to use it to go into my
It,
Bose
it,
sound system.
and part of it may be the preamps of what we're using, because I'm using a Rode Procaster 1.
The microphone.
In the microphone, I'm using a Rode Podcaster mic.
Okay, and you got a Rode audio interface
Yeah, it's
or mixing board.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The Rode Podcaster 1.
Is that a mixing board or an audio interface?
That's the audio interface and mixing board together.
Oh, you got one altogether. So it's that's probably something that is made for podcasting.
Exactly.
Mine is not. Mine's made for recording or playing out live. Everything that I got except the audio interface, and it's a Focusrite. But I do have a Wave Natives audio interface on my other computer that I used to stream from, and I never had problems with it. So I don't know. But either way,
Although they're searching for tone.
we're searching for tone.
There he is. He has got a great new channel. This guy is he has come on the scene relatively recently, and I absolutely love his channel. And
well, thank you, Charles.
He is way above me in the subs too. And he is very entertaining, former firefighter, retired, and this guy's having fun, you know?
Oh, yeah. That's why I started doing it. It's all fun.
Yeah. Well, if
the
you're
money's
not
secondary to me.
fun, right?
Oh, you saw my channel on Ben's. Okay. Yeah, I was at Ben's. I told you, I went to Ben on Ben's Saturday. I listened to what they were saying about YouTube and stuff, because I wanted to hear what Ben was talking about, because I got this wild brainstorm here about live streaming and stuff, and I'll run it past you, Charles, after we get done here.
All right, then.
And I need to find out other people that has other channels too. I don't have a problem, telling people about your channel on here. You just have to let me know. I forget sometimes. I'm very forgetful. I don't take notes. Even my documentary videos, I have notes, but I talk a lot off the top of my head. And
well, Doc, you have been so good to me, and I am so appreciative of it.
Oh man, that's the one thing about this YouTube and social media. There's way too many people that are so unkind on there. And just on social media, usually you will find them and meet them live, and they're not like that at all. But for some reason, they want to turn into assholes on social media. And I don't understand. I'm just me. I'm the same way. You meet me in person, I'm exactly the same way I am on here. Exactly.
I think that's one of the beautiful things about this and about this particular section of the community, is that you're a bunch of guys here supporting each other.
Well, yeah,
and we built a network, and it's thanks to guys like you and Ben Coombs and and Phil McKnight and all these different things, where this corner of the YouTube community is an extremely positive place.
Exactly. I think that's what drawed me to you guys, because when I started my channel, most people, when they have YouTube channels and they want to get them to blow up, I didn't care what happened, but I was not going. People that usually what they'll do, they don't care what the comments. People can cuss each other out. They fight. They do this. They do that. They say this. They say that in the comment section. And they leave it because the YouTube algorithm, which is what...
Well, it supports it. Any interaction, YouTube, the algorithm will
right.
Thank you for it, right?
Right. But what people don't take into consideration that allows that garbage to go on in their channel
Hmm.
is the algorithm is a computer. These people that are coming to my channel and want to talk about a video that I did and want to talk logical about it and not try to criticize, wanting to call the people, the subjects that I'm doing names and things like that, it I won't allow it. I don't care, and I ask them nicely. Come on, let's just keep it real so people can come in and talk about it. There's nothing wrong with talking about Gary Richrath having alcohol issues or drugs. We can sit here and do that as human beings, but to come in, a lot of people have a bad habit of using the internet, and they will want to come into somebody's channel and go on the comment sections, and they feel that to make themselves seem bigger, they want to criticize everybody else and bring them down and
Yeah.
bring themselves up instead of going, wow,
Well,
maybe I need to bring myself up and leave everybody else alone. And they don't do that. And I give them a chance, but if they don't, I shadow ban them.
oh yeah, and that's why I think as a channel, you need to make a decision for yourself whether you want to be a force for being something positive or something negative.
Right.
If your channel is negative in general of somebody or some genre or something in particular, then I kind of avoid it. But those channels that are uniting in nature, those are the ones I gravitate towards.
Right. And I think that's why I had the connection with you and Ben and everybody, because you guys kept it's a positive attitude through the music community, whether it's playing a guitar. Somebody can be the greatest guitar player in the world on your guys' channel, or he can be just somebody that can barely play a few chords and they both feel comfortable coming in there.
Yeah.
And that was the way I looked at my channel. A lot of people don't know a lot maybe about rock and roll history from the 70s, which is something that I really get off on. But I want them to be able to come in and ask questions and not have a bunch of other people jump all over and laugh at them. That's ridiculous.
And that was one of the things that when I found your channel, I truly enjoyed, because you had a lot of the backstories of the bands and the people that I really enjoyed, and opened that world to me even wider than it was before.
Right. It opens it up for us to try to understand what these people from the 60s, guitar players from the 60s and 70s and up into the 80s, what these guys went through and where it ended today with guitar players. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's guitar players out there today that are just starting out that hold these people in high respect.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that don't. I mean, I've seen one of the biggest arguments on my channel that started, and it's not really an argument, it's a discussion, where people's, you get people that says, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you're stupid. Well, you don't say that on my channel. It don't work. That in politics don't work. It's over with.
Well,
But
it's like, if we're going to have a conversation about what's good and what's bad, let's have it civilly.
Yeah.
Right? Let's talk to each other like we're people.
Right.
And go from there.
Sure. Just treat, and that's a message that we need to send with our channels too. Treat people with respect. That's all you got to do. Just because you're on social media, like I don't see, all these people that come in to visit my channel. I don't see any of you guys. I don't know who you are personally or anything, but as long as you come in here and treat each other and myself and who's here with respect, you can criticize. We could criticize the players. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's critiquing is the way you learn from things. But there's a way to do it. Just because you're on the internet and you don't have to look me in the eyes and face me, don't think that's a way you can just run your mouth off and try to be that a way to other people, because there's still humans behind it. Just like when I do my documentary videos, Just because they're dead and gone, they don't need to be raked through the coals. They've been raked through enough by the media.
And here's the other thing is, not everyone's going to be each of our cup of tea. We're gonna
Right.
we're gonna we're gonna disagree on things, and that's
Of
okay.
course.
We're gonna like what
Yeah.
we like, and that is just fine.
Yeah.
There's no need to be disrespectful about it.
Right. You can. And there's nothing wrong. People don't understand. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. You can still be friends and still have, like I said, with music, it doesn't matter who's your favorite guitar player is or this, that, and the other. If you think Alvin Lee's the greatest, fastest guitar player in the world, that's great. If you think it's Eddie Van Halen, that's great. It doesn't matter. But to sit there and to criticize the person that thinks one of the others, that's wrong.
Exactly. And I think we got some good things going on in chat here. Ryan is saying that hate speech, he deletes hate speech or rude comments towards other commenters, but if it's aimed at him, he keeps it, and he keeps responding to feed the algorithm. That was
Yeah.
Tony, excuse me.
Yeah.
But
I don't.
Paul had said it helps that most musicians are just like us and have their problems, and we have our problems, and it makes us feel. It makes someone feel like we can make it too, right? And
Yeah.
it's that respect, right? It's
right. Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hate speeches. I don't. Besides deleting them, I shadow ban them.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you understand how YouTube delete works, but when you say you can delete a comment and it's gone, and that person can come back and put another comment and you'll see it. But if you, I forgot what it shows, but if you ban them from your channel,
Mm-hmm.
they don't actually know that they're banned.
Yeah, they can keep posting, and they just don't know it's not showing up.
Yeah, it does. It shows up to them.
I handled it this way. I had a fella that came to my channel through an interview I did.
Uh-huh.
And wasn't a big fan of somebody I interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
But this person liked the work that I did.
Right.
They left all kinds of tips and things of that nature on it that helped me in my work. And I sat there, I laid it down for him. I said, look, this person's my friend, and you need to know that before you go any further.
Right.
We had a conversation. We talked. We established respect, and it's been a nice relationship ever since.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can do that. Now the comment I have pulled up here, searching for tone, says hate speeches I delete are rude comments toward other commentators. But if it's aimed at me, I keep it and keep responding to feed the algorithm. And I understand that people do. That is something I don't do. I delete it. I don't allow.
I just don't play it. I will give you. I will let you have your one rude comment. I'll address it.
Yeah.
And you either fix it or that's it.
Yeah, exactly. When I see somebody coming on doing the things they do, mostly on Facebook, they're allowed. Facebook allows that because that's what keeps Facebook alive.
That's what keeps the whole thing turning over there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can tell you this: my channel's probably suffered over it, but it really hasn't to me because I like my channel. I like that people can come in and say what they want.
Your channel is a completely wonderful place.
Yeah, exactly. And I truthfully, probably I could have 100,000 subscribers now if I'd let people argue and fight and cuss each other and do this and everything. But to me, I just didn't want that. I didn't want to create that on YouTube. There's enough of that, and that's what I tell people.
There are enough people that foster it on YouTube that it's like you said, in the group, in the circles we run in, it's not the case.
Right. and I like to stay away from that the best I can. And
Mhm.
I understand to get a YouTube channel off the ground is very hard to do, especially nowadays.
And Doc, one of the things I'll say, I just want to say it because he's here. Searching for Tone is a completely positive channel. It,
Yeah,
it, it really is. And anyone that's not there, if you're not subscribed and you're listening, go
let
over
me
there.
look it. Let me look it up, Charles. Hang on.
Brian is a great guy. And but no, it's there's enough negativity out there, and there are parts of the guitar community that are negative, and just we're fortunate enough to be part of that community that's not.
Right. We have to. I'm going to put up a. Is it Ryan with Searching for Tone?
Brian.
Brian. Okay. You can see how good my hearing is. Here's Brian's channel. I don't know. I've never been to your channel before, and don't take that personally because I don't go around the channels a lot. I spend enough time working on my own. But there we go. Does he do? What does he do?
He has Wednesday nights. He does a 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern live stream.
Okay.
Covers a number of different topics, and for a relatively small channel, has done uh, a bunch of giveaways already, which is really kind of amazing.
Right.
Kind of likes to do that low budget guitar thing, and but but also he'll do those rants about what's going on in the guitar community, but it's a completely honest experience.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm looking through it a little bit here. I'm not real good at multitasking. You know that I can't keep up with my comments and do all this, that, and the other thing. But I'll try to come by. Charles, I'll try to need to write it down so when the live chat. Let me see. The easiest way to do it is just what I'm doing, folks. Hit subscribe and then ring all of them all on the notification bells, and then you'll get it. So anybody here, if you want to check out this channel, it's very cool. It looks good. It's well put together. Compared to mine, mine's got crummy graphics. I don't have nothing real fancy.
I will tell you though. I mean, I love your live stream.
Yeah.
I love it. And but your documentaries are heads and shoulders above everything else that's out there on YouTube.
Well, thank you, Charles. I do appreciate that. I try to do mine more as a fan. I'm a fan of it's hard for me to do videos on people I'm not really a fan of.
Yeah, you got to appreciate it to give it proper representation. You really do.
Yeah. It does, And like Riot says, if you can't feel at home, it's hard to want to get involved on the channel. And I totally, I totally get that.
And Doc, if you want to hear a good John Prine cover,
yeah,
go to Ryan Hall.
Got one going.
Right, go to Ryan Hall. He's got a bunch of John Prine covers on his channel.
Okay, let's push his real
fantastic.
quick. Well, you know what every time I do that, I get that Ryan Hall y'all guy.
Yeah, the weather guy.
Yeah. I'm not into weather either. They overhype that too much. And I live on the coast in Florida, so you can imagine what I go through with that. Well, there's Leland Scalar. What's he doing on there? Ryan Hall, damn it, what you... I know I'm subscribed to your channel because I get your... I wish YouTube had a way where I could search my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it don't. And I want to find Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall, do me a favor. See if you can put your address to your channel in the chat.
Because he's not the thing. Like I just tried to paste his link in the channel, won't let me do it. Hiding it.
Can you send it to me real quick in email?
Let me send it to you real quick in email.
That's exactly, that is the answer. And all I have to do, I have to log back into my email. I log out on this computer because this is the one the cats run across.
Well, that makes sense. Okay, well, I just sent it over real quick. It's on.
Okay. Well, let's see. No, I ain't getting nothing yet. It'll be here. It just might take it a little bit. And we'll get Ryan Hall up there too. Ryan Hall.
But I will tell you, Ryan Hall is made to do John Prine covers.
Yeah. I've heard some of them. They're really good. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. I see now too. I have it. And I have control. And let's see if this works. This is how quick we can do things now. Is that right?
Yep, here you go.
At Ryan Hall at Ryan Hall. There you go.
And
as Charles said, if you like John Prine covers and stuff, Ryan Hall is the man to go listen to.
And he has some character in that delivery for sure.
Yeah, he does. You know, and the thing about Ryan Hall, why I like him, he is a real person. He is who he is.
He is genuine as can be, and I am ready to drive his tour bus anytime.
That's just it. I told him, I said, someday I've been planning on taking a trip. I want to go up. I want to take off, and I want to go through Jacksonville, and there's a music store there that there's a guy, a luthier that works there, that worked on Alan Collins's guitars and stuff, and I want to talk to him. And I thought, well, while I'm there, I can go by some of the Skinner boys' graves, and then I want to go up to Georgia, and to the museum for the Allman Brothers. I want to go to that museum they got up there. I haven't been through there in years and years. And I told Ryan Hall, once I get there, maybe I'll cut across and go over by Muscle Shoals and see the studio there, because I've never seen that. I've never been in it before. Yeah, and maybe me and Ryan can hook up and go in there and have a good time and talk, and maybe even do a little video or something.
Recording at Muscle Shoals.
It what?
Ryan has done a little bit of recording over at Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, I know. He told me that. And he promised, that if I got up there, he would come down or something, or we'd hook up and go through the studio. And I just like to do that. I might pull my old video camera out and do live videos. I used to do live videos with a video camera and stuff like that. And then I just got away from it. I didn't want to leave the house. I got lazy,
We get set in our ways.
Yeah. I thought I ought to bring some of my videos just for people to see sometime. The older videos that I did, they're like, 13, 14, 15 years old.
Ryan Hall is on board. He's giving you the first tour.
That's what he said. Well, maybe we could all get together and go up there and let Ryan give us a tour of Muscle Shoals Studio. Find a way to where we could all meet up sometime next year or something. I have some other people that they're wanting me, and I'd love to do it, to meet them at the Skinner crash site over in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. They do it every year on the 20th, and all of the paramedics and first responders get together and just have a good time and stuff. And I thought, I'd like to go and do that. The big problem that I have, it's about a 10-hour drive from my house down here in Florida, okay? I want to say, I do it, and I want to, but if I make plans to do something like that, and that is peak hurricane season here in Florida, and if one would happen to come up, I would not leave my home, my wife, and everything here to go up there. So I would be scared to say, yes, I can do that, and then have to renege for a hurricane that probably will turn at the last minute and not even bother me.
As a fellow that lives in Tornado Alley, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you know that last hurricane that came through here, that Milton? Mm-hmm. We had 3 or 4 tornadoes here that come out of the feeder bands from it, and they were F2s, which is a huge tornado for Florida. The tornadoes they usually have here, people worry about them. I sit there and look at them, coming from Missouri, in Illinois, I look at them and go, that ain't a tornado. What are you talking about? They're just little bitty, more like water spouts. They'll blow a little your trash can away and pull a piece of siding off and stuff, but they don't take your house away from you like them big F3s and stuff we get in the Midwest. You guys are taking off. Joe, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. I really do. And, like I said, guys, I hate to say it, and I'm sitting here, I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes, and I get like that, and I need to get off here. I got something I need to tell Charles, and I just want to thank you all for stopping by, and I appreciate it. Each and every one of you that stopped by. I know I can't name you all, and when you're on this long, so many people come in and leave and come back and this, that, and the other, so I can't remember them. And, Charles, you got anything else you want to say?
No, just it is a joy to be here, and you have a great community over here, just like I do over on my channel. And it is always fun being over here and visiting with your folks.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to have you over here, Charles, and anytime you know that, you're welcome to stop in. And any of y'all that want to come in sometime and just say hi or something, you're more than welcome to. I don't care. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching my videos. You know that. I really do. And thanks for being here. Oh, yeah, John B. was here from Ocala, just up the road. That's just north of me.
Yeah, he just up the road from you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So many people. I can't do it. All right, y'all take care. Have a good night. And I will see you next Wednesday night. Thank you for coming.